Hello, I'm Dr. Joseph Butler, and today I want to talk to you about something you probably do every single morning without realizing it may be slowly damaging your metabolism after the age of 60. Most people believe breakfast is automatically healthy. If it looks light or if it sounds heart-friendly, they assume it must be helping their body. But after 60, your body no longer reacts to food the way it did at 30 or even 50. Hormones change, muscle mass declines, insulin sensitivity drops, digestion slows down. So a breakfast that once felt safe can now quietly push your blood sugar higher, increase inflammation, and make weight gain almost unavoidable. And today, I want to explain why this happens, which breakfast causes the most damage, and what you should eat instead if you want to protect your metabolism and your energy. Let's start with something most people don't like to hear. After 60, your metabolism becomes more fragile. That does not mean it is broken. It means it becomes more sensitive to what you eat. Your pancreas produces insulin less efficiently. Your muscles burn less glucose. Your liver processes sugar more slowly. So when you eat a breakfast that raises blood sugar too fast, your body has to work much harder to control it. And that stress builds up over time. The most dangerous breakfast for people over 60 is not fast food. It is not bacon and eggs. It is not even butter. It is what many seniors believe is a healthy breakfast. Highly processed carbohydrates. Things like white toast, sweetened cereal, instant oatmeal with sugar, pancakes or waffles, low-fat pastries, and fruit juice without fiber. These foods look harmless, but they are absorbed very quickly. They raise blood sugar very quickly, and they force insulin to rise very quickly. This creates a cycle that slowly damages your metabolism. Here is what happens inside your body. Within minutes, glucose enters your bloodstream. Your pancreas releases insulin to push it into your cells. But after 60, your cells are more resistant to insulin, so your body releases even more. That excess insulin tells your body to store fat. It blocks fat burning, and it leaves you hungry again just a short time later. That is why many people over 60 say things like, "I eat breakfast, but I feel tired by mid-morning. I feel shaky if I don't eat again. I gain weight even though I eat less. I crave sugar more than I used to." That is not aging. That is metabolic stress. And breakfast is often the trigger. One of the biggest lies sold to seniors is that low-fat, high-carbohydrate breakfasts are good for the heart. What actually protects your heart is stable blood sugar and low inflammation. Spikes in glucose damage blood vessels. They increase oxidative stress. They worsen insulin resistance. Over time, they increase the risk of diabetes, fatty liver, high triglycerides, cognitive decline, and heart disease. So, what is the breakfast doing the most damage? The most common one I see is toast with jam, or cereal with skim milk, or flavored oatmeal, and a glass of fruit juice. This meal is almost entirely sugar and starch. There is very little protein, very little healthy fat, and almost no fiber. It looks light, but metabolically, it is a shock to your system. Now, many people say, "But Dr. Butler, I've eaten this my whole life." Yes, and your body tolerated it better when you were younger. But tolerance is not the same as safety. After 60, your margin for error becomes smaller. Your body does not recover from sugar spikes the way it once did. That is why so many people are surprised when their doctor suddenly says their blood sugar is rising, their triglycerides are higher, or they are pre-diabetic. They think it came out of nowhere, but it often started with breakfast. Let's talk about oatmeal for a moment. Oatmeal itself is not bad, but instant oatmeal is very different from whole oats. It is finely ground and pre-cooked, which means your body absorbs it almost like sugar. Add brown sugar, honey, or flavored packets, and you have a blood sugar spike disguised as health food. The same is true for many cereals labeled whole grain. They are still highly processed. They still digest quickly. They still spike glucose. After 60, your metabolism needs slow fuel, not fast fuel. It needs protein to protect muscle, fat to stabilize hormones, and fiber to slow digestion. When those are missing, your body switches into storage mode instead of burn mode. Another mistake is fruit juice. Fruit is healthy, but juice removes the fiber and keeps the sugar. A glass of orange juice can raise blood sugar almost like soda, and after 60, that spike lasts longer. Now let me be clear. This is not about eliminating carbohydrates. It is about balance and timing. After 60, breakfast works best when it contains protein, healthy fat, and fiber. Together, these slow digestion, reduce insulin spikes, and keep your energy steady for hours. So, what should breakfast look like instead? Eggs with vegetables and olive oil. Greek yogurt with nuts and seeds. Cottage cheese with berries. Avocado with eggs. Plain oatmeal with added protein and no sugar. Chia pudding with unsweetened milk. Even leftover fish or chicken with vegetables. These meals may feel heavier, but metabolically, they are lighter. They stabilize blood sugar. They support muscle. They reduce cravings later in the day. Many people worry about cholesterol from eggs, but unstable blood sugar is far more dangerous than dietary cholesterol for most seniors. Inflammation from sugar damages arteries more than eggs do. Now let's talk about weight. Many people over 60 say they eat breakfast like they always have, but they gain weight anyway. That is because insulin locks fat into storage. If breakfast causes insulin spikes, your body cannot burn fat, so even small meals lead to weight gain. When breakfast stabilizes blood sugar, fat burning becomes possible again. That is why changing breakfast alone often leads to weight loss without dieting. Energy improves, cravings decrease, and afternoon crashes disappear. There is another hidden danger of sugary breakfasts after 60. It affects your brain. Your brain depends on stable glucose. When blood sugar rises and falls quickly, memory and focus suffer. That is why many people feel foggy after breakfast. They think it is aging, but often it is what they ate. Glucose spikes increase oxidative stress in brain cells. Over time, this may increase the risk of cognitive decline. So, breakfast is not just about weight. It is about protecting your brain. Now, some people say they are not hungry in the morning. That is common after 60. You do not need a large breakfast. But when you do eat, it should be balanced. A small protein-based breakfast is better than a large sugary one. Even a boiled egg with yogurt is better than toast and juice. Others say they like sweet breakfasts. That is fine. You can still enjoy sweet flavors, but they should come from whole foods. Berries instead of juice. Cinnamon instead of sugar. Nuts instead of pastries. Your metabolism responds to structure, not flavor. Now, let's talk about inflammation. Inflammation increases with age. Sugar increases inflammation. Processed carbohydrates increase inflammatory markers. So when breakfast is based on refined grains, inflammation rises. That contributes to joint pain, fatigue, insulin resistance, and heart risk. Switching breakfast can reduce inflammation without medication. It is one of the simplest interventions I recommend, and patients are always surprised how powerful it is. There is also muscle loss to consider. After 60, muscle declines faster if protein is too low. Most carb-heavy breakfasts contain almost no protein. Over time, metabolism slows even more. Protein at breakfast helps preserve muscle and increases fullness, so you eat less later in the day. This protects your metabolism. There is no perfect breakfast. But there is a dangerous pattern. Sugar, refined starch, and no protein. That combination damages metabolism after 60. The safer pattern is protein, fiber, and fat. That creates stability. So if you remember one thing from this video, remember this. Your metabolism after 60 is not broken. It is sensitive. And breakfast can either protect it or harm it. You do not need extreme diets. You do not need fasting if it makes you weak. You do not need supplements. You need smarter fuel. Tomorrow morning, look at your breakfast and ask yourself one question. Is this feeding my metabolism or forcing it to struggle? Your answer may change your health more than any pill. Thank you for watching. And remember, aging well is not about eating less. It is about eating smarter.
Join us on Healthcare Seniors.
Be part of our community and watch the next video.